Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to the Be the CEO of Your Life show. And today I have a very amazing guest. And if you've ever felt different, I highly encourage you to look and to watch and to listen to this episode today because it's going to be really inspiring. So, this is Yvonne Dam of Amaze Yourself, and we help you business owners to grow your business with ease and with speed. And in this show, I invite other founders, other business owners, other people that inspire you to grow your business in your own way. And today I'm very excited because Perry is here with me. Perry, can you please introduce yourself to the people that are watching or listening?
Hi, Yvonne. Yeah, of course. So here are two Dutch persons talking English. That's fun. So here we are. My name is Perry Knoppert in Dutch, or Knoppert without a K. I don't mind. My nickname is Dr. Octopus because I'm the founder of the Octopus Movement. And Howard Drakes on LinkedIn, who's an amazing writer in South Africa, gave me the name of Dr. Octopus, which is sometimes a villain. I'm not a villain. I'm just weird and I love weird people. And I love the title of Dr. Octopus in creating the global movement of the Octopus Movement. So that's who I am, Yvonne.
That. So maybe let's start there. Talk about the octopus movement because it's something you started, and I think everybody needs to hear about it. I've already made many people aware of it. So, but still, not everybody is aware. What is it, and why should people know about it?
Okay. It started 4.5 years ago. There was a hard reset in my life. I became homeless. I said, okay, this is not what I want to do. Gave away everything and did a hard reset and explored life again from point zero. Um, Before that, I have to say that I'm weird. I'm different and I love weird people. I love people that are doing things differently. And I've always had a fascination for that. So I started interviewing before I went homeless, just weird, different kind of thinkers. And it's easy to find them. You go to LinkedIn, you go to see their profiles, and you recognize them immediately on their profile. And I interviewed like 120 of them. Then I became homeless. Then I survived. I was homeless for 7 months and I thought, okay, I survived this. That means I can do whatever I want to do. I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it. It's horrible. It's not easy. But the biggest thing is that nothing really changes. Inside of yourself, inside of me during homelessness, although it was very difficult, me stays me. My thinking stays the same. My feeling stays the same. When you see the sun, it's the same experience if you're homeless or not. The only thing that really changes is the outside world, is people looking at you and having an opinion about you. Oh dear. I went back to the Netherlands. Oh boy, did the government of the Netherlands had an opinion about me being homeless. It was horrible, but I'm still the same person. So that changed my whole life, basically. And I thought, okay, if I survive this and I can do whatever I want to do, what do I want to do? And I started a global nonprofit because I think we should create more attention to people who don't fit automatically in the box, because those are the people who are making a difference. Those are the ones that are creating innovation and creativity like no one else. And it's interesting, but our society is so designed that you need to fit in that box to be present, that people can see you, that you can be successful. And all these business owners, all these entrepreneurs are a bit weird, and they all believe they can change something and do something amazing. And I love these kind of people. So that's the Octopus Movement, creating an awareness on different thinkers. And did I have a plan? No. I just wanted to bring them together. And during my homelessness, I discovered that I have a very nonlinear brain and I live in a linear world. And what that is, we can talk about that later, but that's the structure in the Octopus Movement. And what do? We just bring nonlinear thinkers together from all over the world. Nobody has to wear his mask. Everybody can be themselves, and there's a lot of creativity, innovation, support, thinking, awareness. It's awesome. That's the Octopus Movement. And
Yeah.
what? Oh, maybe I have to tell you why an octopus. Maybe someone is listening to this and thinking, why the octopus? I remember during COVID that I was asking a group of people at a clubhouse, what is the symbol of a curious misfit? Because all these nonlinear thinkers are curious people, which makes them so beautiful, in my opinion. Curious misfits. What is the symbol? And someone said to me, an octopus. And I discovered later, much later, after I started the Octopus Movement, that the octopus is the best symbol you can ever imagine. 3 hearts, 9 brains, 8 arms, a complete weird DNA that is not like any other creature on the planet. It's, if you dive into everything there is to know about the octopus, it's fascinating. And for me, it feels that way for nonlinear thinkers. If you dive into the weird people on the planet, you come into a space that is absolutely mind blowing. And these are so beautiful, these people. So that's why the octopus. I
Yeah.
will be quiet now.
I have to giggle. It's gonna happen like 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I think I love how you explain it, Perry. And if you're watching this, if you haven't checked it out, I highly encourage you to go to Facebook, or find you here on LinkedIn, and then go to the movement, because in my experience, I work with a lot of different people, and who feel like they don't fit the mold, and they always feel a bit different. And when we then talk about the octopus movement, I've had more than one client who really told me later, I felt like I came home.
Hmm.
It's that sense of recognition, that freedom, that, like you said, we don't wear masks. I can be totally me. I don't have to wear the label that society gave me. I can just be me. And there are more like-minded people, or different-minded people, that still I connect with on a very deeper level. So yeah, I would really encourage people to check it out, and to hang out, I think. And this is a fascinating thing, and we're going to talk about other things, but it's something that I think a lot of people would love to know more about, because you built this huge movement, because there are a lot of members there, right? And people that are part of it. And like you said, it's a nonprofit. So, and it's a community, and it's if like I said, if you haven't been there, go visit it. But it's such a loyal community, and people really, they talk about, like family, and if you see some of the events, it's everything, right? It's laughter, it's tears, it's deep discussions, funny discussions. It's all in one. But if you then take that, what do you think is the secret to building a community like that?
Well, that's very easy. We started with the people and not with the idea of, or the system.
Right.
And that sounds so obvious, but think about it. How many people start with an idea and then they create a system, and then they take the idea with the system and try to sell it and get people involved? And that's not what we did. I had no idea, and having no idea was the best thing that I could ever do, is just connect these beautiful people together. And it started with 50 people, and we have now over 9,000 people. And it's just make the connections, listen, and there are no rules. I'm so proud of the fact that we've built a global community where there are no rules. And I think we're really unique with that. It's an amazing landscape of very intelligent, very beautiful, very creative, interesting, scientific people that are coming together without any expectations. That's maybe not true. Maybe there are some expectations, but it's because we don't start with the system, the expectations are different as well. It's a human connection, and that's where it starts, rather than this is the end goal, and this is the way we're going towards that end goal, and that's how we present ourselves. In the beginning, we had people joining the Octopus Movement. There was the positive one that was saying, I'm joining this. I have no idea what I'm joining. I have no clue what's happening here, but I have this urge to be here.
Mm.
So that was option one. Or you had people saying, I don't understand what's going on here. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. It's not clear. I'm out of here, which is fine as well.
Yeah,
And I think that's the organic movement that created the octopus movement, why it's so strong now, because it's almost like an entity by itself that is in motion and adopts and just grows and grows and grows. And I'm very proud of that.
yeah, I hear you. So talk to me a bit about the human, I can't even pronounce it.
Mycelium, Yvonne.
It's not my word. It's really not my word. Tell me more about that because I can't pronounce it. But talk to
Yeah.
me.
Okay. So, in that organic growth of things happening, in the beginning, people said to me, "Oh, you're building such a beautiful community. How are you doing this? You're a community manager, you're a community builder." And to be honest, every time someone said that to me, I was like, I don't like that. It doesn't feel good. I don't know what it is, but the word community is, I don't want to be woo woo here, but it's blocking my system when I hear the word community. Why? I've been thinking about that a lot. And I think it's because there are rules and expectations in communities. You are with a community because you live here, or you are with the community because your kids are going to that school in particular and not to the other school. So there is a difference where you are, who you are, what kind of expectations you are, and it's linked to a community. And I thought that's not the octopus movement. The octopus movement is everyone. It's the connection of human that needs to be there. And I'm always amazed. Like, I'm looking at my laptop right now and I can see you, Yvonne. And I always wear a headset so I can hear your voice very well. And it feels to me that we're in the same room. And I've been always been fascinated by that. I've met thousands of people on Zoom, and the human connection, the biological connection is there, even though I'm looking at a bloody screen. What the hell am I doing? So that word community was important to me, that I had to change that, but I had no idea what it was then. And then I was watching a documentary of Paul Stamets. Paul Stamets is this amazing dude. He even wears a mushroom. He knows everything about mushrooms and psychedelic trips and journeys, and he's super cool. And he was talking about the mycelium. And the mycelium is a network underground that connects plants and trees together. It's incredible. Trees are communicating with each other. They're talking with each other. They're supporting each other. They're sharing nutrients with each other. They protect each other and plants. And it's there. And there's not like, okay, you're an ugly tree. You're not welcome here. This is nature takes care of everything. And that made me think of the octopus movement being a human mycelium, where I have a strong feeling that we're really connected. But because we're living in such a linear world where we go to school and we learn how to think, that we almost have lost that ability to connect without knowing. And that's the human mycelium for me. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. Sometimes you meet someone and it feels so good, right? It's immediately, oh, I'm gonna love this person. It's such a good connection. And for me, that's the human mycelium. I have that sometimes when I walk the dog in the forest and I meet someone or I see someone, and sometimes I have the urge. I'm weird again, so I'm forgive me. But then sometimes I see a complete stranger and I have the urge to give that person a hug. Like, oh, I don't know what it is, but I could hug you. Man, woman, doesn't matter. It's and that's the connection between humans. So that's what we call the human mycelium in the octopus movement. And that's the part that works the best in the octopus movement. Everybody in the founding members are talking about that as well. That human connection and everybody connecting with each other and things are happening. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And tell us a bit more, because there's something happening around this, right? You are working on something around the human mycelium right now.
Yeah. So the human mycelium is the connection of humans, and we're now creating the human mycelium platform, humanmycelium.com. So I've been doing this for 4 years, and anyone that comes to me and like, Perry, I need your help. I'm looking for this and that, and I'm like, yeah, sure, and the network is so big, there's always a solution somewhere. And I thought it's not fair that I'm just doing that all by myself. And in the beginning, people were always asking me, how can I help? What do you need? And for the first 1 or 2 years, I didn't know what to answer, Yvonne. I had no clue. I'm like, I don't know. Uh, Support us, become a member of the Octopus Movement. That's it. I discovered after talking to so many people that very successful people know exactly what to answer when you say to them, what do you need? They will say to you immediately, I need this, this, and this, and this. And they will address that not from a duality perspective. So they will never say, I need more clients, I need an investment. They don't talk about that. They talk about something that energizes you. So if you ask me, Perry, what do you need? I will always say, introduce me to some other weirdos that you know, some people that are different. I would love to be in contact with them, which is so much easier than that I say to you, how can what do you need, Perry? Well, give me some more Octopus members. You don't know what to do with that. But if I say, I'm looking for other interesting, different thinkers, you immediately start thinking about other people. So I thought this is something that needs to be in a platform. So the human mycelium works. I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I'm using all kinds of systems and platforms and ways of working. So I'm putting everything together into one platform, and it means artificial intelligence, creating structure, human intelligence, this, what's happening here,
Mhm.
and community, human mycelium. So the main question is, how can I help? What do you need? And you type in whatever you need, even if it's more clients or whatnot. AI will start working with you to create some form of structures and starts connecting you to actual people that can do something for you. So what we're basically doing is my experience of the last 4 years to create a global movement like this and put that into a platform and connect all the dots. It goes very fast. And then we start linking people together, not like LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is not doing anything. There's an algorithm and that's it. And you're
Mhm.
seeing the same posts every day. You follow the same people. So there's nothing new coming up. I want to create a system that works differently, where there is really a human mycelium that goes way further than LinkedIn. What do you need? I need this. AI starts working, connecting you with the right people in a community that supports that and gives you the right support. And I think finally, what I want to say about this is we did a think tank last week about if AI will outthink us, where will humanity be? This is huge. We're creating a white paper, Humans to 2029. And if I see where we're going with AI, then that human connection, human intelligence, nonlinear thinking is going to be so flipping important for all of us. That human connection is everything. And therefore, the human mycelium platform is going to be totally next level in making connections in so many different layers than just I want to know a CEO of this and this company. So that's what we're doing, and we're crowdfunding this. We already have 26 people who donated very nicely to the human mycelium. We're talking to someone who wants to donate a big chunk in one go. And the biggest thing for me is that we're creating this in a DAO surrounding. That means that every user of the platform is also co-user, co-owner of the platform. It cannot be a human mycelium and Perry owns it, then it's not a human mycelium. It doesn't work that way. And I think in today's world and in the near future, companies will change like that. We don't want a huge platform and one person owning everything and making billions and billions of dollars. We want to put everything back in all the users and share the profits to everyone who's connected to the platform. So that's what we're doing. So putting a DAO in that we all make decisions together, how we're doing this, and revenue will be shared with all the users in the platform. I think that's a proper human mycelium, how a human mycelium should be.
I like it. Yeah, I was going to say, you're on your soapbox now.
Yeah,
So this is really amazing, right? Because it brings together the best of all worlds, so to say.
yeah.
You have the structure, you have the human intelligence, and you have the connection. And this is something you haven't already set up, but you're crowdfunding now to make it go live.
So we have all the elements. The structure is ready, the design is ready, the elements are ready, everything is in place, and we're crowdfunding this to be crafted in the correct way that everybody can start using it. That's
Right.
why we're doing it. Yeah.
And if someone is listening or watching and they go like, I need to be part of it.
Yeah.
I want to donate. I want to be contributing. What do they do?
Okay, well, maybe we can share a link of the project in this conversation. They can go to the website. They will see several tiers, and there is a lot of support for our people that are donating to this platform. So you can already donate with $20 or $10 or $5. That's fine. And the more you donate, different tiers will be built up. You get support, you get in private little groups with the Octopus Movement that we can work with you on achieving your goals. So we want to spoil the people that are making this possible, because without them, we can't do it. So and I also like it to create something like this with a group of people, instead of, okay, we hire someone, this is how we do it, and it's done. It needs to be like I've built it. The Octopus Movement needs to be a collaboration of people together to create something beautiful. So we will share the link, and otherwise it's on the website of theoctopusmovement.org, and you can find information there. It's not a problem.
I love that. And what do you find? What's the most exciting thing about this for
Well,
you?
one of the most exciting things about this is bringing back the revenues to the users. We're working together with someone who's creating the people's TikTok, and from the same principle, and see that some calculation. If you look at TikTok, if you bring that money that comes into TikTok to the users, can you have any can you imagine what you can do with that? Can you imagine what you can do if the revenue of LinkedIn goes back to the users? What happens then? What you can create, what you can do to support everyone who's on LinkedIn? It's incredible. It's not going to Microsoft. It's not going to the shareholders of Microsoft. It's going to you, Yvonne, that is very active on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn can say to you, this is the amount that's coming back. Maybe LinkedIn can give, insurances back to entrepreneurs and support them whenever time is difficult, or create education in a new landscape of AI, and it can go back to its users. And I love that. I'm very excited about that. And I can see how that works in the Octopus Movement. So that's how it works in the humanmycelium.com as well.
I love that. All right. Okay. So I know we can talk way, way more and way longer, and I think we should, but not today. So before we wrap it up, and I feel like we've only just started this whole conversation, but before we wrap it up, there are some things, some weirdness with us to wrap it all up.
What is some weirdness with us?
I know, no, I can say just summarize it, but that sounds very linear, so let's not do
Yeah.
that.
No, some of the weirdness is what I love to say, and I was just writing a post about this on LinkedIn as well, is my advice is always not to listen to advice. That's don't. And if I look at what's happening online on social media, did you know that more than 50% is already AI generated? And we're UPCs, we're like little characters, and what are we doing? And then so many people on social media are giving advice, and this is how you need to do it, and I'm wondering, but isn't it more interesting to discover it yourself, your own way? And so to end this with a little bit of a weird note, maybe don't listen to advice. And we're both always giving advice. That's why I think it's funny and weird, Yvonne, right? Because I'm giving a lot of advice as well, but my advice is not to listen to me, basically.
Well, what I love to give advice to see what works for that person.
Yeah.
And that's a power I really believe in, because I don't believe in journalism or, just do this, but I like to listen to someone and say, what works for you? And then let's find that out and do more of that. So yeah, it's advice, but it's basically do more of what you're great at and maybe less of what you're not so good at.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. Sometimes I find it very disencouraging, all the advice and everything is, and it's also, you need to do this and you need to do that, and then they all say it's something else, and it's so draining. So I like that. Don't take any advice. I think
I've heard once someone say that just being very linear, going towards one goal, is a form of self hypnosis. I like that, and it's true. You will probably reach your end goal, but in a state of self hypnosis. You're missing everything else, and maybe you could have been much further, much bigger, much different, but you're not seeing it because you're so focused on this is how I need to do it. This is what I want to achieve. And there's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong, but it's interesting to think about this as, but maybe it can be in a different way as well.
I like that. I like that. So let's close it off with that. Maybe it can be in a different way, because I think that's the message we would like to have for everyone, that they understand it can be different. Perry, thank you so much for being here today with me.
Thank you, Yvonne.
And
Happy to be here.
if you were watching, please make sure to find us on YouTube as well and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you again, same time, same place next week.